to my channel. Today is going to be a little bit of an interim in-between kind of video because I'm still editing all of the stuff from the California Mermaid Convention and it's not done, and I was hoping to have it done. Today is Monday. I was actually hoping to start posting this stuff today. Don't start barking. I'm working. Really? My entire life consists around who's making noise. Can I film? Yes. Alright, so over on Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me questions. The weirdest thing I've ever said. Let's see what you guys had to ask. So Mythic Lover 123 asks, what did you see there that was inspiring to you? Everything. Everything was inspiring. I would say meeting Medusarina again was marvelous because she inspires me so much. And I also really enjoyed the tank performances at the dive bar opening ceremonies for the convention. The mermaid who was the siren mermaid in their like Pirates of the Caribbean themed swim, like hashtag mermaid goals. The whole experience overall was pretty inspiring. Okay, Jess R. Washington, what do you do other than swim and the ball? Are there vendors and artists like Comic-Con? So there was a morning swim, then there was the dive bar opening ceremonies, the vendors, and there's the swims and all that stuff. Then the next day they had the promenade and then the beach cleanup. Okay, M. Coro, I hope I'm saying these right. I apologize if I ruin your Instagram name. I'm sorry. mcoro_12. Do you have to be a certain age to go? For certain events, you'll have to be, obviously, like the bubble ball. Oh, I totally forgot. The bubble ball. That's the other thing that happened. Hello. Okay. Yes. So the bubble ball, you have to be 21 plus to go because that's the legal age in the States. And then the dive bar was also 21 plus. Some of the swims were adult only. Some of the swims were like kids only. So there's like different events for everybody, but I don't think there's necessarily like a minimum age you have to be, but check the website to make sure I'm not giving you the bad information. Malia Crow, what's the best souvenir that I got? I was gifted a lot of beautiful things from people that knew me and that I was super excited to meet. So I got from Siren Sadie's, I got some earrings, a couple beautiful, beautiful pendants that are absolutely just, how is she talented? And so nice. What? So that was really lovely. Sapphire, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, you know I am. Nino? Am I even remotely close, Steph? I'm so sorry. That's just like horribly embarrassing. You'll have to say it out loud to me so that I can hear what it sounds like, okay, next time I see you. Is it worth the time, travel, and money? I would say yes, it was definitely an experience and I do think I'd like to go again next year. I would do it differently. If I go again next year, I will book off more time to do this. I will save a little bit more money to do it. It met my expectations for sure. I definitely had some negative experiences. Unfortunately, nothing to do with the convention itself, and there were some people who were really like unfriendly to us fabric mermaid tail users, and if you missed my Instagram stories, my little rant, I did go off on a little bit of a tangent about that. So I'm thinking I do want to do another video talking about the sort of the dark side of it. Overall, I met some absolutely remarkable people. I had an amazing couple of swims. It was a beautiful atmosphere. It was well organized. I wasn't let down at all by the convention itself. I think there were some small things that maybe I would have done differently, you know, in terms of like the venue maybe a little bit, but I loved it. I had a wonderful time. Shout out to the team who put it together. I mean, I think there's another question in here asking me how much it cost. I am not actually sure offhand. I haven't tallied all my receipts and everything yet, but I do feel like it was worth the adventure just to meet people and to have some of the experiences that I kind of felt like I needed to get myself back on track a little bit. So Chris Reeser 95, what all did you have to pay for? What all did I have to pay for? Everything. So first I had to pay to replace the clutch in my car, which we drove down there. But no, so it depends on how you're gonna go. If you're gonna drive, if you're gonna fly, obviously you're gonna have to pay for things like gas or tickets, or, you know, you gotta pay for your travel insurance, which you should have travel insurance. I'm not going to be the patronizing cow that I'd like to be, but it's really silly if you don't have insurance, like you're not in the States and you don't have your own like insurance already. If you're from Canada, like we don't pay, like we pay for ambulance rides, but we don't pay $5,000 for ambulance rides. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if I break a leg in the US, my mom's gonna have to sell her house. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's it's kind of a thing. So travel insurance, very important. Where you're gonna stay, like we drove, and the whole drive down took us about 19 hours, I think, give or take, because we had like traffic. Again, you'll see. So we had to stop once on the way there, then there was payment of the B&B while we were there. Food will jack the price up a little bit. So, and then of course, if you're gonna buy anything when you're down there, you have to think of that. But you also have to account for the exchange. So our dollar is like 75 cents American or something ridiculous. So it costs a lot for a Canadian to go to the US, okay? Sella406 asks how many merfolk attended. In the one video that I can see all of us sitting, I counted, I think 55. Like, there were people who weren't there for that photo though, and there were also people out of tail for that photo, so I can't give you like the most accurate estimate. You would probably like want to tweet to the convention themselves and be like how many people showed up, but that's how many bodies I counted in the water at one given point. So Sophia oh gosh, I'm gonna say this wrong, I'm really sorry. So Sophia Lucina _12, everything about the convention, what you do there and how you pack to go to the pool in different, I'm not totally sure what you meant by that, but I think of the things I would do differently, I actually feel like I had it more or less together there. The problem was the packing the day we had to leave, which was not a good experience, and hence there is no vlog of it. The problem was I brought a bag, a very large bag. If you missed my packing video, and I remember, I will hopefully leave it up in the cards, I packed everything in one big bag, but that was not the bag that I brought to the convention. So when I got back to our B&B, I kind of spread everything out. Nothing was ready to go the next day when we had to leave, so I was taking everything out of one bag and everything was wet, and then I had to put it all back in the other bag, and it was very confusing. So I think for following conventions, I'm gonna have a bag, one big bag with all the mermaid crap in it, and that one bag is gonna come with me to the pool, and it's gonna come home with the thing. Like, it's just gonna be one bag, okay? Okay, Jay-Z Crazy Audios wants to know if there were a lot of mermen there, and there were actually. Okay, so if there's like 55 people, then maybe like 5 or 6 of them were mermen. But that's still a lot more than I've seen like previously. So I didn't actually sound like I went and was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, but there was definitely a good portion. And I think I saw more at the dive bar opening ceremonies. Widget the Mermaid wants to know cost, itinerary, schedule, what was the convention like? So the convention was very busy, but it was very relaxed. I didn't feel rushed. I felt very zen. There weren't, like, it wasn't a negative time. I had a very positive timeline that was there, and I'm somebody who deals with like extreme social and situational like anxiety, but I found it very easy just to be there. You know, all the staff, the volunteers and everybody who had put this on for all of us to enjoy did an absolutely outstanding job. In terms of the itinerary, I kind of went over that earlier. The cost, I budgeted about 2,000 Canadian dollars, but I haven't actually gone through like all of my bills and receipts and stuff, so I couldn't tell you exactly how much it cost me to go down there, but the price of their tickets and stuff may still be up on their website. I'm not sure if they've already taken that all down. Tawny the Mermaid asks, when swimming together, you talked about the safe and not safe / mermaid etiquette. Yes, this was a thing. So while I did not witness it myself, I did see things while editing my video that were a little bit disturbing. I find it's real, okay, now I don't judge any of you. If you were somebody who accidentally, you know, hit somebody else with your fluke or caused somebody else to have a scary moment, like, I'm not gonna judge you. Like, we all make mistakes, but I kind of have this rule of thumb that the mermaid who dives down first has the right of way. You have to be like super aware of your surroundings. When there's 50 other people in this pool with you, you are in very close proximity to each other. You will be able to see it in my footage. And what that means, accidents can happen. And I won't name names or anything, but I do know one mermaid who had a little bit of a fright because there was lots of activity, and it's not a joke. It's not something to be an ass about. Again, I don't really want to point fingers at anybody, but if somebody's having a scary experience, like, that's valid, okay? We're all doing the best that we can, and if something happens and we're a little bit spooked by it, you really don't get to have an opinion on that. be supportive of the other mermaids in the water and try not to be that person, you know what I mean? So there was that. I think it's just really important to be ultra aware, and maybe realizing that like doing every trick in the book at a convention is probably not, you know, safety wise, I don't know if that's really the smartest thing to do, because you have no control over people who are whipping around every which way around you. So how can you know that you'll be 100% safe? Like, it's very different. Like when Biosa and I swim together, when I go down, she's like, okay, I know where she's gonna be. When I swim with Kim, Kim's watching for me, and we don't collide because we're very respectful of each other's space. The littlest double bassist, who was the coolest person you met at the convention? That's really hard, because I can't really give you the coolest person, because there were so many amazing people that I met there that I couldn't just be like, this one person was amazing. Oh, Latu's belly dancer Enrico wants to know how not to fangirl over someone at the mermaid convention. I'm not the person to ask for that. I was fangirling pretty hardcore all over the place. There was just like a little puddle of fangirl just like everywhere around me. So I am not the person to ask for that. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. That's my advice. Jamelin811 has a couple of questions. Is it worth it to stay all day? Absolutely. That is something I would make sure that I was prepared for next time, because we did actually have to leave to go get food, which freaked me out a little bit because I like traffic and not really knowing where we were. I am not in focus. Thank you for that, camera. I love you. So making sure that you're like prepared with food, like water, drinks, whatever it is you're gonna need, like have it with you so that you don't have to leave, so that you don't feel that pressure. I mean, unless you really want to leave, like nobody's gonna twist your arm and force you to stay. But I really liked being there for the amount of time that I was there. It was really good. Would it still be fun if someone went by themselves? I would hope so. I would like to say yes to that. It's hard, guys. It's hard in any part of life. There's a lot of like cliques, and there's a lot of groups, and a lot of elitism, and a lot of things, but if you go by yourself and I'm there, please wave me down and we'll have a swim and it'll be good times. Dear Dagny? I don't think I'm saying that right. I was there, but I want to know if you'll be back next year. I certainly hope I get to go next year. We'll see how my situation and work and things pan out, but I would definitely like to go again next year. Would be really cool. Creature fins. I don't count. What do you mean you don't count? Of course you count. If one of the event activities could have lasted longer, which one would you choose? I think the bubble ball, actually, like, I felt like it ended too fast, and I mean, I get why they did that, but it would have been fun to just like have some more time to hang out with everyone and I guess. I don't know. All of it. I just wish all of it could have been longer, but for the amount of money that I had invested and the amount of time and the drive and everything, I think it was the right amount of time that it needed to be. So, Lady Grimly Reaper, were there any workshops about mermaiding? Yes, there were, though I was not able to attend. That is my only real bit of feedback for those guys. A little bit more notice would have been probably like a good thing, so that, you know, I feel like a few of us were complaining. We were like, oh, well, if I want to do this workshop, and this workshop, that's going to be like $2,000. Like, you know, how do I afford that? Like, I'd like to, but there's just no feasible way on the amount of notice that we had, I feel like. So to answer your question though, yes, there were workshops. Harmony Share, were there lots of kids there? Yes, there were lots of kids. This is probably one of the good points, I feel, though, is that we had like, and this is nothing against kids, I have like this fine, but sometimes when there's that many people in the pool, safety and space, and you want to be able to chill with your mermaid peers and like all that good stuff, there was definitely like a designated area for the kidlets, and that was pretty good. They had their space, they had their time slots, they had their activities, and I do think that was one of the nice parts about it, is so that it's fair for everyone, including the kids, right? I'm gonna say this so wrong, and I am so sorry. I hope I don't butcher it. Ineld Delani? Am I even close? I hope I'm close. Okay. How much fun was it? It was a lot of fun. I make this face purely because I just had a couple of moments where some of it was just me dealing with my own baggage, and other moments where people let me down a little bit, and whether they meant to or not, was a little hard, and there were just a few things that happened that I didn't feel super great about. And again, it was nothing to do with the convention, it was my own personal stuff. The counterbalance was meeting the people who told me that I was inspiring to them and that they love what I do and that kind of thing. So if you were one of those wonderful people who came over and rekindled my spark, I really appreciate it. I needed it a lot more than I thought I was going out there. I really thought that I was going to be in a better headspace than I was, and it was just kind of weird. And I do want to do a video talking about it because I feel like there's a lot to say about the elitist people who are just nasty fishes and just shouldn't come and play with the rest of us if they're not gonna, you know, keep your snarky, crappy comments to yourself. But again, maybe I'll do a video. Mermaid bubbles in 1996, what do they like to talk about? I'm not totally sure. What you mean? What do they like to talk about? It's everything mermaid. Everything mermaid possible. It is when a lot of mermaids gather in an area, I can guarantee you there's drama. In case my like earlier comment didn't kind of fill you in on that, there's definitely drama. There's definitely stuff that will come up, and emotions and issues and things that you didn't think were going to be a thing. We all talk about mermaids, and we all had a really good time, and I would definitely go again. Yeah, so that was the last of the questions. If you guys have more questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below and I can try to answer them. And stay tuned for the vlogs. It's a 7-part series. I still have to edit the last one and then make thumbnails for everybody, but it's gonna be really good. I worked really hard on this one and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I did have a wonderful time at this convention despite telling you guys like, oh, I had some issues. You know, some of these things in life are just not avoidable, and what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the pod and the bell notification as well so you never miss an upload. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, my little fishes, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Happy swimming! Bye!